Krishna Krishna, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. We are going to continue reading from Srimad Bhagavatam, Canto 5, chapter 26. We are in text 19. Does anyone remember what we are reading?
We were talking about the different hells, like how we are punished if we do things, like if we don't. The last one was that if we don't offer the food, if we don't share it, and we don't offer it to Krishna, then we go to Krimbi Bhojan Narak. If we just cook we don't share it. So we have been talking about the 28 different kinds of hellish planets. And Ruruva, is it that there was this bird Ruruva who would come and then pick you if you would kill any kind of jiva?
Yeah, the rurus, the animals called rurus. Yeah.
So, and if you could kill the brahmanas, you would go to Kal Sutra Naraka. And then you would be there for as long as 80,000 meals. And there would be the copper heat at the bottom. And then the sun would be on the top, and then you burn like that you're burning. And like you burn for as many years that the animal has the hair on the body.
Yeah. Okay. Thank you.
And if you're envious, then you go to the Rorava, that one that you mentioned, the Ruru. If you are envious, then you go to the Rorava Narak. And that animal Ruru will come and and they are more like even a snake, and they're more envious than snakes, and then they come and they kill you there, right? Rurus.
They're more than snakes. Yeah, the rurus. Yeah. Yeah. Okay. Thank you so much. So we'll continue reading from text 19. Thank you for that, Neha. Yastra iha vesteyena balatva hiranya ratnadini brahmanasya.
Yastva iha vesteyena balatva hiranya
Vapaharati anyasya vana padipurushas tam amutra rajanyama.
Vapaharati anyasya vanapati
Purusha ayas mayer agni pinde sandamshes tvachi nishkushante.
Purusha ayasmayer agnipinde sandamshes tvachi nishkushante.
Translation by His Divine Grace A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada. My dear King, a person who in the absence of an emergency robs a brahmana, or indeed anyone else of his gems and gold, is put into a hell known as Sandamsha. There his skin is torn and separated by red, hot iron balls and tongs. In this way, his entire body is cut to pieces. So, absence of an emergency, one robs a brahmana, or anyone robs him of his valuables, of his jewelry, of his gold, then goes to Sandamsha. Skin is torn and separated by red hot iron balls and tongs, and the entire body is cut to pieces. sounds painful. Yasva iha va agamyam striyam agamyam va purusham yoshet.
Yasya tu
Yes,
iha va
Yava
agamyam
Agamyam
yat
Sriyam
agamyam
Agamyam
va purusham
Purusham Yoshi.
Abhigachati tav amutra kashaya tadayantas tigamya surmaya.
abhigachati so
Abhigachati Tav
amudrakashya
Amutra Kashaya
chandayanta
Adayanta
tikmaya
Stigmaya
surmaya
Sumaya.
Lohamaya purusham gayanti striyam cha purusha rupaya surmya.
lohamaya
Lohamaya
purusham
Purusham
alingayanti
Alinti
striyam cha
Sriyam
purusha
Purusha Purusha
rupaya surmaya.
Rupaya.
Man or woman who indulges in sexual intercourse with an unworthy member of the opposite sex is punished after death by the assistance of Yamaraj in the hell known as Tapta Surmi. There such men and women are beaten with whips. The man is forced to embrace a red hot iron form of a woman, and the woman is forced to embrace a similar form of a man. Such is the punishment for illicit sex. Generally, a man should not have sexual relations with any woman other than his wife. According to Vedic principles, the wife of another man is considered one's mother, and sexual relations are strictly forbidden with one's mother, sister, and daughter. If one indulges in illicit sexual relations with another man's wife, that activity is considered identical with having sex with one's mother. This act is most sinful. The same principle holds for a woman also. If she enjoys sex with a man other than her husband, the act is tantamount to having sexual relations with her father or son. Illicit sex life is always forbidden, and any man or woman who indulges in it is punished in the manner described in this verse. So that's why one of the regulative principles is no illicit sex. Otherwise, have to go to this hell. Yastva iha vai sarva tam amutra niraye vartamanam.
Yatu
Yes,
iha
Yesva iha ve
Sarvabhigamastam
sarvabhigamastam
amutra
amutra
niraye
Amutraye
niraye
vartamanam
Vartamanam.
vartamanam.
Vajrakantaka shalmalim aropya nishkarashante.
Vajrakantaka
Vajrakantaka
shalamalim
aropya
Shamalim
arupya
Arobhya
nishkarshanti.
nishkarshanti.
Nishkasanti.
A person who indulges in sex indiscriminately, even with animals, is taken after death to the hell known as Vajrakantaka Shalmali. In this hell, there is a silk cotton tree full of thorns as strong as thunderbolts. The agents of Yamaraj hang the sinful man on that tree and pull him down forcibly so that the thorns very severely tear his body. So, in the earlier verse was having sex outside marriage, having sex with somebody else's husband or wife, then you get punished. So, here is having sex with animal. The sexual urge is so strong that sometimes a man indulges in sexual relations with a cow, or a woman indulges in sexual relations with a dog. Such men and women are put into the hell known as Vajrakantaka Shalmali. The Krishna consciousness movement forbids illicit sex. From the description of these verses, we can understand what an extremely sinful act illicit sex is. Sometimes people disbelieve these descriptions of hell. But whether one believes or not, everything must be carried out by the laws of nature, which no one can avoid. So Prabhupada is saying we may not believe in these things, but our belief has no value because the laws are already laid down. And whatever that one has to undergo, one will have to, can't avoid that. The laws of nature are already there. Comments? Questions? Okay. Reading on. Yetva iha vairachanya rajapurusha va apakhanda dharma setun.
ये
ये
तु
ते इह वै
राजन्य
राजन्य राजपुरुषा वा अपखण्ड धर्मसेतु
Bindanti ste samparetya vaitaranyam nipatanti bhinnam maryadas.
भीदन्ति
विन्दन्ति
ते
ते
सम्परेत्य
सम्परेत्य
शरण्यां
वैतरण्यां
निपतन्ति
निपतन्ति
भिन्नमर्यादाः
भिन्नमर्यादाः
Tasyam niraya parikha bhutayam nadyam yadu ganer itastato.
तस्यां
तस्यां निरय परीक्षा भूतायां
नद्यां यादगणे
नद्यां
Namo
यादो
Ganir Itastato.
स्ततो
Bhakshyamana atmana va viyujyamanas chasubhir uyamana.
भक्षयमाना
Bhakshayamana Atmanana
युज्यमानाश्च
कर्माणा
श्रूयमाना
Swagena karma pakam anusmaranto vinmutra puya shonita kesha.
स्वअघेन
स्वगेन कर्म पाकम्
Karmapakam Anusmaranto
अनुस्मरन्तु
Vinmutra Puya
विमुद्रपूय
Shrinitakesha.
श्रेणितकृष्ण
Nakhasti medo mamsa vasa vahinyam upatapyante.
नखो अस्ति
Akasi Medo Mamsha Vasha
मेदुमांसवसाहिन्याम् उपतप्यन्ते
Vahinyam Upatatpyante.
A person who is born into a responsible family, such as a Kshatriya, a member of royalty, or a government servant, but who neglects to execute his prescribed duties according to religious principles, and who thus becomes degraded, falls down at the time of death into the river of hell known as Vaitarani. This river, which is a moat surrounding hell, is full of ferocious aquatic animals. When a sinful man is thrown into the river Vaitarani, the aquatic animals there immediately begin to eat him. But because of his extremely sinful life, he does not leave his body. He constantly remembers his sinful activities and suffers terribly in that river, which is full of stool, urine, pus, blood, hair, nails, bones, marrow, flesh, and fat. So we heard of those different types of oceans, ocean of milk, ocean of salt water or ghee and honey. Here we are hearing about a river which is made of all these horrible things. This river is called the Vaitarani River. So a person who in a position, a responsible position, does not do his duty is put in this hell. It's a river.
So this is also one kind of hell, right? Vaitarni Nadi is also.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
I'm
Yetva
not
i
sure, but I remember that there was this lecture in that some Prabhuji said that everybody's pulled through Vaitarni Nadi. And then because it is that Nadi that you can't give away, like how he's mentioned that you can't give away your body because you have that particular kind of body that makes you bear all and you don't die. You just keep on bearing it. So I just heard that like that if you know that people have to go and वैतरणी नदी के थ्रू उनको जाना पड़ता है वहां तक एंड देन लाइक ऑल दैट आर एंसेस्ट जैसे हम किसी का श्राद्ध करते हैं सो व्हाट वी गिव इन श्राद्ध that helps you, like, because it is so hot. So if they give the slippers, then you can, the one who's dead and who's walking for 13 days to reach to there, then he wears those slippers. And because it's just 13 days for us, right, and for them it's very less, like how the time factor is different. So he wears the slippers, he can get the slippers. If we give the slippers, तो उनको पाँव नहीं जलेंगे, पानी भी नहीं होता, तो अगर हम पानी दान करते तो, so like this Vaitarni Nadi was mentioned, maybe I'm wrong, but I remember that. So maybe we can get more when we read ahead.
Okay, thank you. I'm not sure if we are reading more about Vaitarni now. Now we are going to go into read about another hell called Puyoda.
Okay.
Yetva iha ve vrishali patayo nashta shauchachara niyamastya laja.
ये तु इह
Vishali
नष्टौ
Tayo Nasta Shauchachara Niyama
Pashucharyam charanti te chapi pretya puya vinmutra shleshma mala.
पशुचर्या
Pashucharyam Charanti Te Chapi Pretya Bhuya Vin Mutra Shleshma Mala
Purnarnave nipatanti tad evati bibhati sitam ashnanti.
पूर्ण अपर्णवे
Narnaveti
तदेव
Evati
तं
Vivas
अश्नन्ति.
Ashnanti.
The shameless husbands of low-born Shudra women live exactly like animals, and therefore they have no good behavior, cleanliness, or regulated life. After death, such persons are thrown into the hell called Puyoda, where they are put into an ocean filled with pus, stool, urine, mucus, saliva, and similar things. Shudras who could not improve themselves fall into that ocean and are forced to eat those disgusting things. Srila Narottam Das Thakur has sung, Karma Khan Gyan Khan Kevala Vishera Banda, Amrita Balia Yeba Khaya, Nana Yoni Sada Fere, Kadarya Bhakshana Kare, Tara Janma Adapate Yaya. He says that persons following the paths of Karma Kand and Gyan Kand, fruitive activities and speculative thinking, are missing the opportunities for human birth and gliding down into the cycle of birth and death. Thus, there is always the chance that he may be put into the Puyoda Narak, the hell named Puyoda, where one is forced to eat stool, urine, pus, mucus, saliva, and other abominable things. It is significant that this verse is spoken especially about Shudras. If one is born a Shudra, he must continually return to the ocean of Puyoda to eat horrible things. Thus, even a born Shudra is expected to become a Brahmana. That is the meaning of human life. Not that one remains in, one has to upgrade. We have to lift ourselves by our activities. Everyone should improve himself. Krishna says in Bhagavad Gita 4.13, Chatur Varnyam Maya Shishtam Gunakarma Vibhagasha. According to the three modes of material nature and the work ascribed to them, 4 divisions of human society were created by me. Even if one is by qualification a Shudra, he must try to improve his position and become a Brahmana. So it's not that one says, oh, because I'm born in this kind of family, I cannot improve myself. No. Everyone has this opportunity to upgrade, improve one's situation. No one should try to check a person, no matter what his present position is, from coming to the platform of a Brahmana or a Vaishnava. Actually, one must come to the platform of a Vaishnava. Then he automatically becomes a Brahmana. This can be done only if the Krishna consciousness movement is spread. For we are trying to elevate everyone to the platform of a Vaishnava, to platform of Vaishnava. As Krishna says in Bhagavad Gita 18.66, Sarva Dharman Parityagya Mam Ekam Sharanam Vraja. abandon all other duties and simply surrender unto me. One must give up the occupational duties of a Shudra, Kshatriya, or Vaishya and adopt the occupational duties of a Vaishnava, which include the activities of a Brahmana. So Prabhupada is saying that Krishna is telling us, come to the platform, become a devotee, surrender unto me. Don't remain in that position. Elevate your consciousness. Krishna explains in the Bhagavad Gita 9:32, Mam hi partha vyapashritya yepi syu papayonaye striyo vaishyas tatha shudras tepi yanti param gatim. O son of Pritha, those who take shelter in me, though they be of lower birth, women, vaishyas, merchants, as well as Shudras, workers, can approach the supreme destination. So one can't say, oh, because I'm born in a certain family, I cannot surrender to Krishna. No, everyone can surrender to Krishna. Everyone is encouraged to surrender to Krishna because that is Krishna's instruction in the Bhagavad Gita to everyone. Human life is specifically meant for going back home, back to Godhead. And that facility should be given to everyone, whether one be a Shudra, a Vaishya, a woman, or a Kshatriya. So we should not stop anyone from elevating their consciousness. We should, in fact, encourage and make opportunities for everyone to be able to become Krishna conscious. This is the purpose of the Krishna consciousness movement. However, if one is satisfied to remain a Shudra, he must suffer as described in this verse. Tat evati bibhatsitam ashnanti. So we are encouraged after reading this verse that we need to elevate our consciousness instead of repeatedly going to hell. So we'll stop here for today.
Shilpa ji, what we're trying to say here in the first part, that वे कहते हैं कि कर्मकांड तथा ज्ञान कांड मार्गों का अनुसरण करने वाले मनुष्य मानव जन्म का अवसर खो देते हैं. So it is right that they, so then ऐसी संभावना होती है कि उनको पियोद नरक में रखा जाए. So is it that because then they don't elevate, they just involved in this cycle and they might do commit some sin, and that's why?
Yes, that's right. That's why Prabhupada is putting that Krishna is saying that surrender to me. So it doesn't matter where we are coming from, what section of society, what we were following before. But Krishna is saying, now you're hearing this, so you surrender to me. To be able to be saved from hellish life. Krishna says, I will deliver you from sinful reactions.
Okay.
Is that okay?
Yeah, makes sense.
So, thank you so much. Shila Prabhupada ki jai. Gaur Bhakta Vrinda ki jai. Hare Krishna.